In today's video, we're going to be looking at the hidden stashes on customs. I'm going to show you where every hidden stash is, and then at the end of this video, I'm going to show you what I think is the best hidden stash route on customs. We're going to run through the hidden stashes 1 through 23. So if there's a specific stash that you can't find, you need help finding, scrub through the chapters of this video, find the number, and you'll be able to find the stash. Let's go. Right, we're going to kick things off near RUAF Roadblock. Pretty distinctive location. Extract. You all should know where I am. And we're off to the first stash. So we're going to head to the bottom of the road. We're going to go down to the middle set of pipes. There's one on the left right near the exit. So we're going to go to the second one in from the exit. Get to the 2 pillars. Go underneath this pillar. Turn to the left. And just to the left again is the very first stash. From here, the second one, really not far away at all. Just come around the side of this rock. Again, rather than going in between the pillars, just come around this side. You can see the stash there. It's inside the bushes. You are going to have to go in here no matter what. Just try and take it slowly, make as little noise as possible. But there is the second stash on our list. The next stash, a little bit further away. We're going to be heading off to the repair shop near Crack House. Through the gap in the fence, that's Crack House just over there. This is the repair shop in here, but just before you go in here, you've got a set of tyres, and inside a tyre is the third stash. So from here, we're going to head off to the next stash. It's underneath the train cars. Let's go. Right, so that location there is the fortress. This is a pretty busy location, so honestly, I very rarely go to this stash. Generally, I'll only ever go to it if I'm using my scav. I had to remember exactly where it was, but you have to crawl in here and access the stash. From here, we're going to head to the opposite side of the fortress. So, I generally wouldn't be sprinting around like this in a normal raid around the fortress area. This is an offline raid. It's much easier for me to show you. But yeah, don't be sprinting around like a lunatic without being aware of your surroundings in this kind of area. So once you get down to this position, we've got fortress just behind us. We've got the train tracks there with the trains, some porter cabins to our left. Just follow through. You can see the sniper scav sign there, and then a big tree with a load of bushes all around it. At the base of the tree, here is the stash. From here, we're going to cross over the train tracks. Obviously, beware of the sniper. Cross over the train tracks. And the first tree you get to, there should be a set of bushes and a barrel stash. Nice and easy. From here, we're going to head to the old gas station, not too far away. So, heading this gate, take an immediate right. Right down to the corner, and here is the barrel stash. Another location to check out here, the giving tree. You've got a med bag just inside this pillar and a chance to spawn any item in the game right here at the bottom of the giving tree. So this thing can spawn anything. Graphics cards, thermite, weapon mods. So from here, we're going to head off to the warehouse. You can go directly through the old gas station and underneath the bridge just there. Or you can take this route along the side of old gas station. I actually tend to find this one a little bit safer. I'm kind of not hemmed in. If somebody's at the old gas station waiting for me at the entrance, I can be a little bit hemmed in. So you can just hop this fence here, and this is where you would come out if you were going through old gas station. You can go up here as well and along the top. Plenty of routes. You should definitely know them by now. When you get to the corner of the factory, just turn left. Head down this big pit. And here is your barrel stash. So just for bearings, factory 3 or warehouse 3 right there. Train tracks behind us. And one of the early tasks is in that cabin just over the way. Just over there. Right, the next stash we're going to go to is in an odd order. So I definitely wouldn't recommend kind of following this particular route right now. We're going to the stash near the gas station. You can go through this little checkpoint area here, the factory shortcut. You need the factory exit key. Or you can use this shortcut here if you hop onto the car, jump over the fence, and head to the new gas station. I'm heading to this stash next because I very rarely visit it, and I want to do the following ones in a particular order. So you can just hop over the barbed wire here, or just be an idiot and run straight through it. So we're going to hop onto the pipe. And hopefully my stamina will be okay. And we're going to jump the barbed wire. We're going to follow the pipe to the next bush. And we're just going to go the other side of the bushes. You can see it there. There is the stash. Now, I visit this stash really, not very often. I don't come to this stash very often. There's the new gas station. It's not, I don't think it's too bad coming in from this direction. I just don't tend to go to it. New gas station can attract a fair bit of PvP because it's got the Rashala boss spawn. So it just doesn't tend to be on my route. So I decided to zoom straight over to the ZB1013 extract. And we're going to look at the next stash from here. The reason I've done it in this order is because from this point onwards, all of the stashes are on my most recommended stash run route for this map. So if I am going to run a stash run on this map, this is the route that I'm going to follow, and it is reversible back and forth. So here is the ZB0113 extract. You've got the end of the train tracks here, so kind of recognizable. We're going to head to the first stash, which is in the set of bushes next to the tires. Here it is, right here. So here's the tires. There's the ZB1013 extract. Okay, down to the next stash. It's at the bottom of the... Cancel that. The next stash is actually just to the left here, under the pipes. Don't want to forget this one. Did I get this wrong? No. You can't see it from the other side. It's right here, under the pipes, by the concrete pillar. Can you not see that from the other side? I've never been to it from the other side, so that'd be why. No, you can't. That threw me a bit there. So yeah, you do have to come underneath the pipes, by the concrete pillar, and here is the barrel stash. Okay, now we're off to the next stash, near the admin gate. Like I say, this is an offline raid. You do get scavs around here, and the ZB1013 extract is around here, so you do have to be careful of PMCs. So here's the admin gate. the bottom of the road. We've got this bush here, and right in the corner of the admin gate, in front of the tree, here is the stash. Okay, from here, we're going to cross over to the other side. Here is the SCAV checkpoint exit. Okay, follow the edge of the fence, and you get to the first set of bushes. And in these bushes, right here, is the next stash. Okay, from this point, we're going to be heading over to the stash near the military base checkpoint SCAV exit. So follow me over the hills here. I do tend to keep to the right when I'm running to this one. And I try to keep an eye on this hill on my left-hand side. But here is the military base checkpoint for the SCAV exit. In case you've never been here, to actually leave as a SCAV, you have to be right down here in this corner. It took me a long time to figure that out. Most people, like, I just tended to run up to the gate. But yeah, you have to be right down here in the corner. Anyway, sorry, I went off on a bit of a tangent here. You want to know where the barrel stash is? It's just around here. And I tend to just come around this side so that I can press search and look up. And at least, you know, I'm completely looking in the right direction when I'm getting this stash. Okay, from here, we're going to head up the hill to the next stash. It's just before we get to the power station. Now, this one's not exactly an easy one to get to. Once I go past these bushes, I tend to turn left and head into the little mini forest area. And you have to keep your eyes peeled. Once I see this, I can see it now, but you might not be able to on your screen. I'm just going to bring my pistol out. Once I can see the pylon right here, I start looking at the trees. And at the base of the trees, you should be able to pick out the stash. This is kind of a stash that you have to go to a few times, and then once you've been to it, you can pick it out decently well. It's from this position, once you're coming up the hill, look for the pylon, then start looking at the trees, and you should start to pick it out. To be honest, that's the best way that I've found to get to this stash. It's not necessarily the best description, but honestly, I haven't really found an easy way to tell. I'm so sorry, it's such a bad explanation of where this stash is, but once you've found it 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you will find it really easy to find this stash. It does stick out like a sore thumb. Right, from here, we're going to head off to the next stash. It's much, much easier to find, so don't worry about it. Head straight for the power station. Find the little cabin or the truck. What is it? It's like a caravan trailer. It's a trailer. There's loads of barrels next to it. So you find the trailer, the barrels, turn to your right, find the blue fence, and go along the edge of the blue fence, and there is the barrel stash. Really easy to find this one. Okay, from here, we're going to head off to the stash near the passage between the rocks. Turn to your right and head off into the distance until you basically get back to the fence. The easiest way to find this is head for the fence, go between the rocks, turn right, go up between the 2 rocks again, follow it to the fence, turn left, and then if you head along this fence, I'm kind of doing it a little bit slowly here, you will get to the stash. The stash will come into view. It's right here. Nice and easy to find this one, not too difficult. Okay, from this one here, we're going to head across the train tracks. So I tend to follow the edge of the map here. Across the train tracks. Follow the edge of the rocks around. And make your way to the pylon. Once you're at this pylon, there's like a recessed area in the map. So you sort of go into it. You've got this fence here. Oh, actually, yeah, there's just a fence on its own. I never noticed that. Anyway, it's like a little recessed area. And the stash is just here. This one is like really finicky. You have to get right on the edge to search it. If you kind of try and aim for the far area of this stash, you're not going to get it. You have to almost be right on the edge, just so you're aware. There's been a couple of stressful times when I've been hearing gunfire right nearby, and I've been frantically trying to get this open. But yeah, just aim right for the edge of that barrel stash, and you'll be able to get it open. Okay, from here, we're going to head down to the new gas area, and the stash down there. So I tend to head straight back to the train tracks. Once we get to the train tracks, follow it down. I won't run along the top of this train tracks. I mean, you're kind of out in the open here. I'll run along the base, but it's the easiest way to find it. Once you get to this position, turn to the left, find the fence, and run to it, and then run along the edge of the fence, and eventually the fence will kind of collide with the concrete fence, and at the base of this corner here is the barrel stash. From this one, we're going to head around the fence, back to the train tracks, and we're going to head just inside the gate, across to the other side. You've got this pylon where the lights go up to the bridge, and just the other side of it is the barrel stash. Nice and easy. From here, head down to the bottom. There's a gap in the fence. We're going to go through it. There's the main road. And over in that direction is the dorms. So just follow the... Don't go down into the pit. Just follow it around to the right-hand side. And sort of keep the pit to your left. You get to a big set of bushes here. And just go to the left of these bushes. You get to a set of sticking out logs. And you should be able to see the stash now. Just the other side of those logs. For reference, if you're coming from a different direction, you've got the corner of the bus terminal right here. So you can come along the bus terminal, kind of get to this corner, point off towards that tree in the distance. That tree there. And follow the path. You know, you get to the sticky out log, turn left, and there is the stash. Okay, we're going to follow the same route that we were. We're going to head to the corner of the bus station, or the bus terminal. We're going to follow the green fence off to the left. And we're going to find our way to the pipe. Just at the base of the pipe here, we've got a load of tyres, and inside this tyre is the stash. You can access it from here, you know, crouch. You don't have to lie down to get it. You can just crouch and access it. From here, we're going to head off to the next stash. I tend to trace my route back, go along the edge of the bus terminal. You can unfortunately make quite a bit of noise here, pushing past the trees. I tend to follow the line of this, or the easiest way is to follow the line of the fence. Well, I don't necessarily go this way because you can make so much noise going through all of these bushes. I tend to try and avoid as many trees as possible. But the easiest route, so you know, is to follow that fence. Once you get to this blue container, go inside the container, and at the back is the stash. So the door is open. It looks like you might be able to get it, but you can't. Just so you know, don't try it. Like, you can't access this stash from this side. Even as though it looks like I'm in there, you can't do it. And one tip for you, if you are getting this stash, head to the far right-hand side of this container. You'll make less noise. You'll only hit the metal like twice. If you go on the left, you see how much noise it makes. I guess it's not that significant, but every little helps. Right, from this one, well, no, this is the last one. So we're ending it here. This is the last stash right here. But what I'm going to do is just show you my route to the extracts. If you are following the stash route, remember I started off ZB1013. All of the stashes that I've done from that point are my main stash route. This is the last stash on the route, but I'm going to show you how to get to the extracts from this position. So here we go. What I tend to do is come straight here, and I tend to go prone and go under the pipe. And then I get to this road and I sprint across the road. For reference, Dorms is over that location. I think I just hit some lag there. Apologies. Dorms is over in that location for reference. So what I tend to do is get across this pipe and just sprint over this little mound and then follow the line through the trees. Try and hit as little trees as possible, sprinting all the way to the top of this hill. Keeping my eyes out. Once I get to the top of this hill, I'll tend to kind of go through to the other side. And I'll head off towards the fence here. You've got to keep your eyes out. Be careful. People coming to and from dorms. A lot of people tend to stick along the side of this fence. But it's the furthest away from the road at this point. And you're in a nice little dip in the ground. From here, I head up to the road. This is a scav exit. And lots of scavs can spawn down in that direction near the hut in the distance. So be aware. I cross the road and head down to the smuggler's exit. The exit is actually open. The campfire is lit, so the extract is open. And I would normally take this extract if I'm full of loot and I really want to get out of the raid. However, I don't always take this extract. Sometimes when I'm doing this stash run, I'm not always full of loot. There's not a hell of a lot of stashes on this run. So I head over to the big red warehouse area and the storage area. I'm not going to show you that route. What I will do is show you to the bridge. So I just run along the top of this hill here. You should know customs by now. It's not, you know, difficult. I run along to the bridge here. I'll cross the bridge here. I'll head over to the big red warehouse area and the storage area. And I will loot around those areas if I've got some extra space that I want to fill up in my backpack. And that is generally okay to do if you're following it in this direction, because those areas are very low threat, especially towards the end of the raid. PMCs are only going to be in those areas if they're exiting. So you're going to be safe. Just go in there to top up your backpack, top up your rig. If you've got some spare space, you know, you want some extra items, and then head to the exits at Crossroads and Trailer Park. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you managed to find all the stashes. If you have any trouble, you can head into my Discord. There's a link in the description. You can ask me any questions. I'll even hop into the raid and escort you around if you're desperate to find these stashes and you can't find them. So have fun. Subscribe, like the video, check out more of the videos on the channel, and I'll see you in Tarkov, no doubt.